Good morning. Yeah, so the night after, stayed at a golf course in my tent. It was lovely. Just ate myself to sleep. Um, and the next morning, just nice and slowly packed up and went into town to get fuel before I left. And then I was like, well, my bike's pretty damn dirty. So I ended up going all the way to Port Headlands, back to South Headlands, and the lady at the information centre was like, alright, now you're going to take this street, and you're going to go that street, and this street. In my head I was like, man, it's 2017, I think everyone has a GPS, and she's like, all the way down to Hand Street. I'm like, Hand Street, alright, thanks, goodbye. And it turns out I was on that friggin' street and didn't see it. But anyway, a nice 4-minute gurneying with the bike, got the spray out, got the scrubber brush thingy and everything. It's always a treat. Cleaned the bike up, and then got something to eat, left, and ended up going to Karatha. And I made good time. It was nice, cruisy. The clouds were out, and there's been 3 days of clouds, and there's not been a single. There's no clouds ever. It's just cloudless constantly. So that was really good. Got down to Karatha and got my speedo cable. So for the last, I think it's a good 2,500 kilometers, 3 days or 4 days. I don't know what speed I've been doing, and I can't keep track of my fuel use, unfortunately, because the kilometers don't click over. So now my speedo's constantly stuck. I tried the drill trick, and the guy wasn't very happy about me. He's like, this isn't a workshop. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm pretty sure it is a workshop. But anyway, and that didn't really work, so, I guess I'll just have to not worry about it. And went to the shopping centre there, and they had some damn good internet. There's no good internet around here like that. It was well over a megasecond, and that was for uploads as well. So I sat there and uploaded all my videos and drank some drink, and that was really good. It's good to make sure they're off my phone and on the internet now, so everyone can see them, and I don't have to worry about breaking my phone. And then just went a little bit out of town, and getting really, really dark, and set up camp next to this lovely rivery thing. And if I could put the video here, or I could put it here, I could put it here, I could put it here. I didn't even realise you could put the videos and pictures over the actual video. That's pretty cool. Woke up in the morning, had breakfast, and headed to Exmouth, whatever you want to call it, this little coastal point type thing. I think it was 500 or 600 kilometers. I didn't even realise it. It was just dragging on. So it's one of those days where your body's just sore and over it, and your brain's just frying. And I mean, look at my eyes. His crow's feet is nasty. And that's all I did. There was nothing out there. That was it. You stop for fuel, and the fuel's in the middle of nowhere, and then you just kind of keep going. And of course, I don't really check too far ahead, and so I've stopped, and you're 100k between service stations, and then it's 60k into Exmouth. And then I asked the guy, I'm like, oh, there's a fuel stop in here, right? And he goes, yeah. And there's a whole freaking big town out here and stuff. I don't even realise all this kind of stuff, but that was helpful. And just major drop, major downhill. I was pretty much ready to fall asleep the whole way in. As soon as I got there, and it felt like absolute crap. Just shocking. So I made my way to camp, set my tent up, had something to eat, and just hopped into bed. That was it. I don't want to stop and see anything, so yeah. It's gear time.
helmet. Super important. Keeps your brains inside your skull. This is a Shoei, which with RI is one of the world's leading safety helmets for motorcycles. The TZX, so it's outdated. They don't make them anymore. And I got mine on special for like $350, I think, half price. Very basic. Air vents at the front, at the top, and the back. Visor goes down, the visor goes up. This strip of tape, oh yeah, keeps that early morning sun, late afternoon sun out of your eyes. And that's it. Just make sure it's comfortable and it fits, which, you know, any helmet you should, because if you're going riding every single day and there's too much pressure on the head here or here or even at the back of the neck, it's no good. And if it's too loose, which this one's not, it's not going to do much help when you hit the ground. So make sure you get a good helmet. And they're pretty much all the same Australian safety standard, but if you really want to have the cream of the crop, you know, Shoei and Arrow where to go. So worth the money, I don't know, I've never fallen off yet, so, but you know, best not to make a bet on it. The glove, gauntlet style with a bit of extra meat. One strap, two strap, very important third strap. You're ready. Kevlar knuckles in case you're scraping the ground. Air vents for when you want to keep cool, kinda. Main part for racing is this webbing, so that way when you fall off and you hit your hand on the ground, it doesn't snap and rip your pinky right out of your hand. This fella keeps it on the wrist, which is most important, and this part just kind of tightens the gauntlet up. Now your suit should sit up under here, but with this it doesn't really work, it's too much. Kevlar sliders here as well, built in. Kangaroo leather, so they kind of keep your hands dry. Like, they'll soak up water, but like it sucks the moisture out of your hands. That's the only thing I don't like about them. But these are pretty solid. So that, or you can get normal cut-off gloves. You can get Kevlar ones and stuff as well if you want, without, you know, hurting the animals and stuff like that. And they're roughly the same, you know, it's going to do the same kind of job, but it just depends on what you want. My oversized jacket. Nice and close. Two zippers. One is for your winter liner, which is just like a little puffy jacket that sits inside, and that really is quite warm. The next one is a big thick fella. Keeps it all good. Now you have this little foldy flap, and then it velcros over the top, so that way water will come in and it gets stuck on that little U shape, so you don't get wet. Same with the pockets. It's got that little flap. For some reason it has 4 massive pockets, just in case you want to carry half your life with you. Wrist buttons and straps to tighten up the neck. And even a belt buckle, so you can keep your waist tight, as well as pull strings with a little knob on them, so that way you can tighten the bottom up. Now, if you're touring and you're doing a lot of road in a hot country leather's better, yes, but leather doesn't stretch and move and breathe as easily. This doesn't breathe that amazingly either. You can buy ones with breathers in them, but as soon as you have zippers and stuff on the spot, that really opens it up. When you hit the road, that's going to tear that section open and go to your skin instead of actually getting protected by the Kevlar. But make sure you get the right size one. And mine actually has shoulder foam and elbow foam, which is kind of in the right place, I guess, for when you hit the ground. Zip. Button. Velcro. That holds your pants together. This little belt, pull it, tightens your waist up. Velcro zip pockets, very helpful. You got this zip, goes right down the leg, has your breathing mesh in it. Does not breathe, not at all. It more just creates another like safety pocket. Like, it's all Kevlar, but then as soon as you open that zipper and you hit the ground on the side, then you're done for. It's just going to tear that right open, and you're going to end up on with all your skin off. It also has a knee pad which sits on the inside quite a lot instead of on the outside where you're going to hit the ground, so that's another great flaw. They don't breathe. These things sweat and they stink. They're horrible. So comparison to leather, like, you know, it is better than that, but it comes down to making the right choices. Because the jacket and this I got just before I left, like a couple of weeks before I left. I got it for $30 each, so I thought, look, it's going to be better and more comfortable, and, you know, it's still going to be safe for the trip kind of thing. It'll be easier. They haven't been a whole pain in my butt kind of thing, but they've not been as good as they could be kind of thing. So, you know, before you go on a trip, make sure you find all the right comfortable gear for yourself. That's, I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money, but just, you know, give yourself some time to find some good stuff. My boot. No steel cap. No zip. Just Velcro and Velcro. Nothing special about the inside. They're meant to be waterproof, so they kind of are. These soles are pretty good. I drag my feet like crazy around the corners with this bike, and they never seem to be really chewed out anywhere, so that's pretty good. There is a metal bar support in here, not in this one, but my other one. I got this thing wet, and it, like, everything came out. It was horrible. So they're a bit uncomfortable these days. You basically just slip it on your foot and that's it. It is leather. It does have some decent ankle support in some way. You can get boots that are just cut-offs if you want, but that's not my preference, I guess. Now, it depends how much adventure riding you're doing, because if you're doing adventure riding, you should definitely get yourself some adventure boots, which are completely different. I mean, they're still boots, but they're like thicker, harder, and, you know, when rocks and the sticks bounce up, it's just kind of gonna shield and bounce off and not, you know, stab you right through the leg. As well as having like different clip straps to hold them on and off nice and easy, better for water and stuff like that. So, but then you can't bend your feet whatsoever, so you really got to like stomp your pegs and stuff like that to change gears and everything. So for just a normal ride, these are pretty good. I think they're like $70 brand new from Aldi. It's really quite cheap.
But at the end of the day, it's your gear, it's your preference if you want to even wear gear. Some afternoons when I'm not going too far, like, 5k max, I'll just be in my shorts and thongs some days, just to get where I'm going kind of thing. But I mean, for a long trip, you never know what's going to happen, so you should be wearing full gear, and you should definitely be wearing something that's comfortable and that fits you well, and something that you can like breathe and relax in, something that's not completely black either, because it really soaks the heat up. Even when you soak all your gear in water in the morning in the shower, it still dries out within the hour. So yeah, thanks man.